It's 2022, and the actual reality is Ghana is still hard. Africa is hard. What will make someone go back home? We need our people to go back home. We are doing a disservice to our people if we don't go back and make a difference and make a change. Don't start the business with the intent that I'm only doing it to make money. Our trips back in December and spending our dollars is not enough. We need to be able to see what we have, embrace it, and use it to help the country. It's 2022, and I've noticed so many things, especially in my trip this past December, and I realized that Ghana is still hard. No matter how hard people try to sugarcoat it, no matter how hard they try to show all the fun things and the great things about visiting there, but let's face the reality. If you're trying to live in Ghana, or in Africa I should say, it's gonna be a challenge. But wait, it's a challenge everywhere. It really is. But there's just something about Africa that the challenge is different. And I think this is a conversation that a lot of people put off, but we're gonna talk about it. Now let's be real. With landlords asking for 5 years in advance, with pretty much everything being priced in dollars, no work in the system, that everyone literally needs to become an entrepreneur, why wouldn't it be hard? I mean, but in this life it's supposed to be challenging, right? I get it, but we need to I feel like we need to do some things that will make it a bit easier for our people. Now, why am I saying this? But first, let me just put this out there. I feel like I'm doing myself a disservice to only strictly talk about Ghana when we talk about these things, because Africa in general, pretty much everything I talk about when I talk about moving to Ghana and, you know, the steps and the things that you encounter and face, it's pretty much the same in most African countries, I should say. I believe I can say that, and I think that there are some people who can definitely back me up on this. So the real question here is, how do we make it simple? How do we make it easier for people to move back home? How do we make it easier for locals that are home to create a better life for themselves so it doesn't seem as hard as it is? You get what I'm saying? Okay, so this is a big conversation. It's gonna be lengthy, guys. I'm just letting you know, because I have a lot that I want to say, a lot that I want to get off my chest, and I think it's about time where, you know, we discuss some of these things. We need to discuss what we're lacking, what needs to change, and why or why not people want to move back home. One of the biggest questions that's been lingering in my mind is, why are other foreigners more interested in moving back to not their home countries, to other countries? It's definitely been on my mind, just wondering, like, what will make someone go back home, or what would make them not want to go back home? We know that years ago, a lot of Africans fled Africa to go to US and Europe and Asia for better life. Some of them didn't care about the conditions that they had to face. All they knew is that they needed to leave to start a better life. And I can guarantee you, a lot of them have managed to create a better life for themselves. Now, what bothers me is, how do we make all those who fled come back home? What would attract them to come back home? To invest, to train, to create jobs and opportunities? Because let's face facts, the government ain't doing it. Well, I know for Ghana for sure, they ain't doing much for the youth. So a lot of people find themselves, you know, creating jobs all the time. Online jobs, you know, trade, everything is pretty much the people creating that for themselves because there's no avenue for them to turn to. The reason why I'm talking about all of this is because I want to start a new series. I want to have a discussion with entrepreneurs, African entrepreneurs here in America, and talk to them to find out about their journey, how they started, and most importantly, how do we get them to go back home? Because we need our people to go back home. Let me take a sip of water real quick because I don't know about you, but I know for the fact that living in Ghana for the past 3 years has taught me so much, has opened my mind to so many different things. And I've realized how we are doing a disservice to our people if we don't go back and make a difference and make a change. If we sit here and keep all our knowledge and our talents and everything to ourselves and just stay right here and don't go back, I'm sorry to say that we're heading to disaster. I need us to realize that Africa is going to excel if only we come together and make it happen. And that's going to take everyone to make that happen. That's not only going to take those who live there, but all the Africans that have managed to leave to find a better life for themselves, to build a better life for themselves. We need to go back home and make a difference. It's as simple as that. Not go and exploit the system, but actually make a difference, make a change. That means like if you're going back home, if you're interested in going back home and you want to start a business, don't start the business with the intent that I'm only doing it to make money and I'm going to have cheap labor. But do it with the intent that you're helping the next person also learn how to start and invest in a business to create a better business. So for example, I'm going back home to open a store, a restaurant, for example, let's just say. I'm gonna hire people, right? Do I just hire anyone and pay any low amount because I'm thinking of how much money I can make at the end of the day? Or do I hire with the intent of training people to probably learn how to serve, how to run a business, how to be a manager, so that one day they can actually use those skills and even open their own restaurant in the future if they want, or train someone else if they don't want to own their own. So I think this is the type of mindset I feel like a lot of us need to put ourselves in when we're talking about Ghana, when we're talking about Africa and going back home. So with all this being said, I want to kickstart a new series on this channel. I haven't decided what I want to name it yet, but I want to give you guys a brief idea of what to expect. I want to meet African entrepreneurs here in America, and God willing, if we can go to other countries, that would be great. But we're going to start here in America, and I want to talk to our entrepreneurs here, our African entrepreneurs, and find out what would take them to go back home, or why they wouldn't go back home, their journey and how they came to America and how they started the business. What do they think they can give back to Africa? That's essentially what I want to start, or I want you guys to, you know, have an experience and be open-minded when I drop this series, because it's all nice that people are going back home and visiting and loving Africa in general, but our trips back in December and spending our dollars is not enough. It's as simple as that. It is not enough. We need to do more. And it starts off with a discussion. So I'm going to discuss it. So this is what I want to present to you guys today, is this is what I want to start doing. This is what I want to talk about. And I know a lot of people will have a lot to say, and it's good. I'm open to hear what people have to say. I'm open to figure out how we cannot make Ghana hard or Africa hard, how we can help our people, how we can help the country grow, because we've seen so many things that happens there that clearly shows that we're still behind. So how do we move forward? And I think, like I said, it starts off with a discussion. So we're going to talk about it, and I'm excited to hear what you guys have to say. I still have people messaging me, you know, commenting on my Ghana is hard video, and I still read them. When I get a chance, I reply. But you know, I still read it. I still hear what people are saying, and the thing is that it's not going to be something that's going to happen overnight. It's definitely going to take time, but we need to touch upon certain topics that are touchy. I know they're touchy, but we have to talk about it. I know people don't want to talk about healthcare, but we need to talk about healthcare. I know people don't want to talk about the currency, but we need to talk about it. We need to talk about real estate. We need to talk about education. We need to talk about so many things, because it's going to take fixing in a lot of these areas to really help the country become better, or Africa as a continent to become better, for us to not be under other countries anymore. It doesn't make sense to me that Africa is a continent that has so much resources, but we still manage to be the poorest. It just blows my mind. It doesn't make sense. We are rich in so many things, but we do not see what we have, and we allow too many people to come and exploit us. So we need to stop that. We need to stop having that mindset, having that behavior. We need to stop borrowing money. We need to stop depending on other countries to come and relieve us and ask for aid and things. We need to be able to see what we have, embrace it, and use it to help the country and use it to help the continent as a whole. If you guys agree with what I'm saying, and if I'm making sense to you, please give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up, because I know I'm touching some people. I know I'm making people think, and that's what I want to do this time around. Not only just showcase all the fun things about, you know, going back home, but let's be serious and let's make a difference. I know I don't have much, but the little bit that I have, the knowledge, the wisdom, the ability to talk, is what I'm going to use to make things happen as much as possible as I can do. So this is what I have for you guys today, and I hope that this conversation inspires a lot of people to go back home with a different mindset, to help, because we are struggling. There's a lot of stuff that are hidden, that is that people are covering up and not really talking about, but we need to talk about it. We need to talk about the roads. We need to talk about government, politics, corruption, healthcare, everything. Like, we need to talk about it, and we talk and we put things into action, and that's what is going to make it easier and better. I love the fact that a lot of African Americans are interested in moving back home, or already even living back home, even Caribbeans and stuff that have made their way back to Africa. It's beautiful to see how, they understand the connection and they want to be there. But like I said, us coming there with the intent of it just being great for us, I think is a selfish intent, that we should think more of what's going on around us and stop ignoring certain things. Stop ignoring the fact that the gap between the low income and the rich is so big, it's so wide, that like there's a very thin line of middle class, and we need to expand that. And how we're going to expand that is another discussion as well. So like I said, this is what I have for you guys today. Leave your comment. Let me know what you guys think. Help me think of a title. for my new series. I want it to be fun, I want it to be engaging, I want it to be educative, I want it to be informative, I want it to make a difference. So people are finding different ways to, you know, help Africa, to showcase Africa, to get the attention that Africa needs. And I think this is one of the ways that we can also do, by having these discussions, by putting this on YouTube to talk about these things. And yeah, there's time to have fun and there's time to be serious, and I think this is the time that we need to have these serious discussions. So if you guys are down, you guys would love to see how this series, you know, unfolds, talk to me. Leave your comments below. Help me think of a name for this new series. And I'm excited. I'm excited to kickstart 2022 properly, and to give you guys consistent content. And yeah, so let's talk. All right, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in the next one.